Perashat Vayaqhel obviously starts with word Vayaqhel. So Moshe Rabbeinu is about to teach the laws of Shabbat, and before he teaches the laws of Shabbat, the pasuk says Vayaqhel, and he gathered the people. Um, Interesting. Before Moshe Rabbeinu teaches the laws of kashrut, it doesn't say, and he gathered the people Vayaqhel, and then he taught them the laws of kashrut. Before Moshe Rabbeinu teaches the laws of sukkah, it doesn't say Vayaqhel, and then he taught them the law of sukkah. Why does it say that here? Why does the Parashah start with the word Vayaqhel? So to begin with, Tora Andalus, this is a channel. I'm glad you're here. I think people are joining this channel because they're looking for Torah as a source of inspiration, as a source of wisdom. And quite frankly, I love studying Torah, and I love the opportunity to share the Torah that I studied and the insights that I had with all of you. So welcome to Torah Andalus, and let's get to the Perashah. So Vayaqhel Moshe et kol adat bnei Israel vayomer alehem. There's a few important lessons in this first verse. The first is as follows. When the Jewish people performed the Egel HaZahav, it also said the word Vayaqhel, although in a slightly different variation. It said Vayikahel ha'am al, and the nation gathered on Aharon. So that was a mob, right? And it was a violent mob, right? Vayikahel ha'am al, they gathered on, meaning hierarchically superior. They told Aharon, here's what you must do, and if you don't do it, we'll kill you. They killed Hur, and now they're about to kill Aharon. So that's one type of kahal. That's a mob, which is a violent mob, and which publicly performed Avodah Zarah, the Egel HaZahav. In order to, so to speak, undo that sin, you have to have another kahal. But this is a kahal not based upon violence. It's based upon law. Vayaqhel Moshe et kol adat bnei Yisrael vayomer alehem. Moshe Rabbeinu gathers the people, and the people gather around Moshe Rabbeinu not for violence, not for mob rule. They want to hear the law of God. So this kahal that Moshe Rabbeinu gathers is the opposite of the mob kahal, right? And what is the purpose? To teach the laws of Shabbat. So lesson number 2. What is the greatest antidote to Avodah Zarah? Avodah Zarah says that there's different forces in the world, right? And that there's different gods, and the world is kind of like a mishmash of different opposing powers. Shabbat. Shabbat says there is one creator to all of the world and to all of the universe and to all of reality. Everything was created by God, and everything is governed by God. So, as an antidote to the Avodah Zarah, we have the law of Shabbat. And Rambam writes that if a person is Shomer Shabbat, ki'ilu kiyem et kol haTorah kula, and Bar Minan, if a person is Mechalel Shabbat, if a person desecrates a Shabbat, it's like he's Oved Avodah Zarah. And the reason he's like Oved Avodah Zarah is Kofer b'chol haTorah kula, is because the idea of Shabbat shows and is a testimony to the world that God is the sole creator and God is the sole ruler of the world. So by desecrating Shabbat, you're going against that testimony, right? So that's Shabbat. And lesson number 3, I think this is a great lesson. Vayaqhel Moshe et kol adat bnei Israel. Moshe Rabbeinu gathers Adat Bnei Yisrael. Who is Adat Bnei Yisrael? Ida means congregation, but it's also in Lashon Ayed. Those who witness, those who can testify, those who can articulate something intelligently in Ayed. So Ida is not everybody. Who was excluded? Well, we know that the Egel HaZahav was done by the Erev Rav, right? There was certain people that joined the Jewish people when we left Egypt, who were kind of a mixture, half Egyptian, a quarter of an Egyptian, 1/3 Jewish, 1/5 Jewish. Erev Rav, they weren't the highest quality people, but Moshe Rabbeinu allowed them to join, of course. These people, the Erev Rav, were the ones who dominated the Egel HaZahav mob, right? They did a horrible Averah. Now, we believe in equality. Am Yisrael believes in equality. Of course we do. But equality in the Western world means something else than what equality means in the Torah thinking. Equality in the Western world is everybody should be equal, that you're equal, but and treated equally, irrespective of your merit, right? So it doesn't matter what you do as a person, how you behave as a person, right? We're going to say you should be treated equally as a good person who works hard and who follows the rules and who does what he's supposed to do. The Torah rejects that. We don't believe in that. We believe in true equality. True equality says, let's look at your merit. How are you as a person? Oh, somebody participated in Egel HaZahav? I'm sorry. That's a horrible Averah. That's unforgivable. You're excluded. You are not part of the Adar. Sorry. We don't want you to be part of the Adar. We're going to gather people here who are worthy of being witnesses, Adar, to the laws of God. And you have committed Egel HaZahav. You're not worthy of being witnesses to the laws of God. So here we have it. So the beginning of Perashat Vayaqhel is the beginning of curing what happened during Egel HaZahav. During Egel HaZahav, it was mob rule. Vayaqhel ha'am al Aharon. Here, it's not mob rule. It's a kahal that wants to hear the law of God. Number two, in Egel HaZahav, of course, it was Avodah Zarah, right? The idea that you can worship God through other deities or approach God through idols. Here, one God, there's Shabbat, and Shabbat is a testimony. And if you are Shomer Shabbat, you're testifying to the fact that the world was created by this one God and is ruled and governed by this one God. And the final idea is, yes, equality, but equality doesn't mean you can go out and commit crimes. You can go out and do what you want to do, and we'll take care of you because there's equality before the law. Equality of outcome is not the outcome that we want. We want people who have merit and people who are worthy and people who follow the laws and follow the rules. They should be treated differently than people who don't follow the rules and people who commit crimes. People who committed Egel HaZahav should not be part of the Kahal Kadosh. Does it mean that it's eternal? No, we have the concept of Teshuvah. They can make Teshuvah. But at this point in Jewish history, we exclude them. We exclude the Erev Rav. We have a Kahal Kadosh. They're called Adat Bnei Israel. And they are the ones who are going to receive the idea of Shabbat. And they're going to be the Edim for the world that, yes, there is only one God.